Welcome to Introduction to Photoshop CC for planners. In this video, we'll review some of the basic tools you'll want to know in Photoshop. Again, you'll find most of these tools in your Tools palette, so make sure you have that turned on. If you don't see your Tools palette, just go to Window, Tools, and it'll show up. So now let's go over some of the main tools. First up is the Select tool, keyboard shortcut M. Why M? Well, because the Select tool is also known as the Marquee tool. The Select tool, as you would expect, allows you to select a certain part of your image so that you can edit, crop, or move it. Let's say we wanted to move it. To do that, we would use the Move tool. The Move tool is keyboard shortcut M. We'll take our selection here, use the Move tool, and then you can see how you can move it around. The Move tool will be especially helpful when you start working with multiple layers, because then you can select the elements on each layer and move them around. Another useful tool is the Crop tool, keyboard shortcut C. The Crop tool, as you might imagine, allows you to crop your image. Just select it, and then adjust it to the size you want, and hit return, and it will crop your image. A tool that's really indispensable in Photoshop is the Hand tool, which is keyboard shortcut H or the spacebar. The Hand tool is really useful because it allows you to pan your image. So if you zoom in, use the Hand tool, you can pan around. Another indispensable tool is the Zoom tool, keyboard shortcut Z. The Zoom tool allows me to zoom in on my image. I can click and drag as I'm dragging here to the right and zoom all the way down to the individual pixels, and then click and drag to the left and zoom out. One thing about selecting tools is that you'll notice that on certain tools there's a small triangle in the bottom right corner of the tool. That means there is a series of sub-tools that use the same keyboard shortcut that when you click on it and hold, it brings up those other tools. So for example, with the Marquee tool, I can select different tools here. Say originally it comes out as the rectangular Marquee tool. I can select elliptical, single row, or single column, which allows me to select part of the object, say, in a circular fashion. Now this is really key because there's a lot of tools that you're going to use quite often that are not shown on the main toolbar. They're actually nested underneath other tools. So for example, in the Eyedropper tool, which allows you to select colors, you'll see there's a whole series of menu. There's a sub-menu here that includes some tools like the Ruler tool that aren't directly related necessarily to the Eyedropper tool. So that's an introduction of some of the most commonly used tools in Photoshop. I'd highly recommend that you take some time and memorize some of those keyboard shortcuts, because you'll find yourself using these tools pretty much anytime you open up the program. Thanks for watching.